All right, Thad, here we go with the 152-pound Class 1A state championship. We have a undefeated junior with a record of 42-0 from Mercer County Aledo, Zach Nelson. And he's going up against a junior, former state champion from Sterling Newman Central Catholic with a 25-4 record this season, Brian Bahrs.
Bahrs is all the pressure off now. Sterling Newman has their state champion this year, so he can just go out there and wrestle. Try to bring home a second state championship this season for Sterling Newman. Both wrestlers juniors, like you mentioned. They go out of bounds. 35 seconds gone in the first period. No score.
Bahrs, like we mentioned, former state champion 2 years ago. Did not make it out of a very extremely tough Oregon sectional last year. But nonetheless, back in the state finals.
Mercer tries to sweep Bahrs by, unable to do it as the wrestlers go out of bounds. 45 seconds to go. And Nelson tries to do the same thing in the middle of the mat. Bahrs able to fight it off. As we head under 30 seconds to go in the first period. No score.
Award winners at 145 pounds, please report to the awards area.
Nelson in on a double leg. Bahrs able to counter, and they go out of bounds. 14 seconds now to go in the first period. First period comes to an end, no score. Match between Nelson of Mercer County and Bahrs of Sterling Newman. You never know what's going to happen in team sectionals as far as matchups, but these two teams wrestle one another on Tuesday, so they could possibly wrestle once again.
Nelson does a good job getting away from Bahrs. Happens in the first 10 seconds, so it's 1-0 right now in favor of Nelson, the junior from Mercer County.
Nelson in on a shot. Bahrs able to fight it off, and the wrestlers go out of bounds. So Nelson with a 1-0 lead in the second period. And we restart in the center. Nelson brings Bahrs to the mat in a front headlock. Tries to grab for the far leg, unable to do it. And wrestlers go back to tied up. Nelson again shucks Bahrs' head down. Nothing comes of that. They're right on the edge of the mat. Referee calls stalemate and says, let's start fresh in the center. Minute 4 remaining in the second period. 1-0 Nelson of Aledo, Mercer County.
Referee gets down and tells them both, let's keep it here in the middle.
In on a shot is Nelson. Bahrs able to sprawl, get away, and Bahrs is hit for stalling. So Bahrs hit for his first warning, something to keep note as we get later in this match. He's been hit and he trails 1-0. Nelson has been the aggressor so far. So we head under 20 seconds to go in the second period. Nelson in on a shot. Bahrs able to sprawl. Has Nelson on the edge of the mat as we head under 10 seconds to go in the second period. will start fresh in the center. And away we go.
Ooh.
Nelson tries to go in on a low single, unable to get it. Tries to get a front headlock as time runs out in the second period.
Be Bahrs' choice. Looks over to his coach, Steve Davis, assisted by Brock Rude. Both former Sterling Newman wrestlers.
And gives up the escape to Bahrs. In on a really good shot was Nelson, but Bahrs able to sprawl and go out of bounds. So 1-1 still your score. Bahrs tries to go in on a shot, unable to get very far, and backs out. Wrestlers locked up. Bahrs with an underhook, and he controls Nelson's wrist. The wrestlers once again on the edge of the mat. That's certainly been a theme this match.
Yes,
They've
it is.
wrestled a lot on the edge. Nelson once again is the aggressor, and Bahrs gets hit for stalling a second time, so Nelson now with a 2-1 lead. A 2-1 lead for Zach Nelson of Mercer County. Bahrs hit for the second time for stalling. Once again, they're on the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds. 59 seconds to go. I don't think Bahrs knows he's trailing. Both of his coaches say, hey, look at the scoreboard. You're down 2-1. You got to go. And now Bahrs, immediately after that, seems to be the aggressor. He has a double underhook. He tried to work a shot off of it. So far unsuccessful, but Nelson's now hit for stalling. So Bahrs has been hit twice. Nelson gets hit for the first time with 41 seconds to go. As of course they go out of bounds. Nelson immediately puts in a little bit of a shot to start after the whistle. 30 seconds now. Bahrs tries
a fireman's, but comes up with a single leg and wraps around and gets the two.
What a move by Bahrs, able to get the...
He's going to have to keep wrestling, though. He's going to have to move up.
Bahrs tried that single leg.
Yeah, they're both just kind of stopped there. I don't know if...
Bahrs is fine with that. He's got Nelson on his hip. Nelson tries to roll through, and he might be able to do it. This is trouble. Nelson's going to get at least one.
Please give him one. Time expires.
Time expires. What are the referees are going to talk about this? This has to be one, you would imagine.
Of course, they got to get together. They didn't give
nothing. The referee doesn't signal anything. It's over. Brian Bahrs of Sterling Newman's going to be your champion. It looked like for sure control was lost. Bahrs did a good job staying with him. So at the end of it, it looked like Bahrs didn't lose control, but for a moment there certainly could have been one given, I thought. No points awarded. Brian Bahrs of Sterling Newman, your state champion at 152 pounds.